Hey everybody, how's it going? This is the Eggheads DFS Daily Podcast. I am Dan Walker. I've got Chris with me as always. How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Good night last night. It was really good for
It
us.
was. It was, yes. It was basketball hit. DK, I mean cash and GPPs. FanDuel was weird. So we kind of took a weird route and faded kind of the chalk. And I think we still put up like 315 or something, but we missed out on some of the cash games, but we hit GPPs.
Yeah, a
So
little,
I
little,
I think
little
I
weird.
ended I think I ended up actually profiting on FanDuel because I had a GPP that did well. But
Yeah,
it was strange. I normally don't recommend, play all GPPs and fade cash with this cash line, but it actually ended up being more of a GPP line. But then hockey hit on both sides, so good night all around.
yeah,
So
man. Yeah, it was a good night for us. Members were happy, so
yeah,
that's all that really matters for us.
yeah. Do you want to let's jump into tonight at 9 games? Wednesdays are always big, I know. So.
Yeah, yeah. Get a little bit more
Um,
variance tonight, hopefully.
so I was talking to someone about that, and I was like, man, another night where, what did I say in the chat? I was like, yeah, I didn't think it was possible that there could be 5 guys on a 9-game slate that are going to be 40% or more, but I think it's going to happen tonight. So,
Yeah, yeah, it
uh,
was great.
we'll jump into it. I'll bring up basically, some of the chalk, and then we can throw out a couple points, but we'll run through it quick. DeJounte Murray, just to start things off here. I watched this game last night, man. He was incredible. He was all over the place. He had 10 rebounds, and I want to say I would guess at least half of those were like putbacks off
Yeah,
mid shots from a point guard. It was it was it was impressive, man. He played really well, and even when Parker came in and played really well, uh, Murray just kind of, I mean, he shined in that spotlight they were going to give him, right? We talked about it yesterday where Coach Pop said, we're going to let you shine. This is, you're the future. And man, he did not disappoint last night.
no, he did not, did he? No, he was in a good
No.
spot. He played well, did not disappoint at all. He was a chalk, but it's nice to see the chalk for a change, And wow, just big news just kind of came in. I don't know if you saw that, but LaMarcus Aldridge is out tonight.
Yeah,
Um,
so I was wondering what they were going to do with that because he did play. He's played basically every game with Kawhi out, right?
yeah,
So I did see some reports that maybe he was going to sit out tonight for rest. So I think we got Aldridge out, and then we've got Manu out for them too, who's always a candidate, but he didn't even play yesterday, so I don't know why he's resting per se. But
yeah,
it's going to change some things a little bit.
yeah, man.
Most likely see. I mean, Kyle Anderson is going to jump back into
Yeah,
almost elite cash status. I was already considering him for cash, but he's kind of jump up there a little bit. I think Pau Gasol is playing tonight, and he's playing his brother. So, there's always good narrative there. I think Pau's supposed to play
yeah. I
because he
think
didn't
he
play
is.
yesterday, but he was
Honestly,
hurt. So I don't
I
know.
uh, I like this because I really didn't really want to play him today again.
Yeah, it felt kind of trappy, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I
yeah, I
literally
like it.
literally had him up there because I was going by the ratings and I guess rated players on few of the sources out there and just looking at who. That's kind of how I get an idea of who the chalk's going to be.
Yeah,
Basically, just look around the industry and kind of see. And yeah, he was, I think, second maybe. And so yeah, now that he's gone, it'll be interesting. We'll have to take a look at usage rates. I have to assume. And here's the thing with the Spurs that they do this a lot, right? But typically, the interesting thing about it to me is typically they don't just rest guys and then they come out and they just get destroyed, right? I mean,
no, no,
they'll
they
probably come
keep.
out tonight and play pretty competitive basketball, and Pop's going to treat them if they were all stars. So, I think your guy Bertans probably gets a boost tonight because he's probably going to start at power forward. Pau Gasol goes up against his brother, which Memphis is not good against centers. Looking at the numbers, I was looking at earlier centers. I was just looking at last five, but let me see the last five. Maybe because Gasol was out, but they were sixth. So that might have had to been when he was out a little bit, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to dive back into that. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, you said, before we got on, you were like, I don't know if I really want to play him tonight. Do you have him in there? And I was like, yeah, I got him in there because I think he's going to be chalky.
Yeah. I did say that. I wasn't just. He played a lot of minutes yesterday. He actually had a really good game. So I kind of saw this coming a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just because I didn't want to play him because, like I said, I felt like it was a little bit of a trap.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be the Murray and Anderson show, and I think you can kind of go back to these guys. Anderson showed us, yesterday, kind of what I talked about on the podcast before, who he really is, right? I don't think he's going to come out and give you 30, but he'll do all the other peripherals for you. And,
yeah, he'll end up with 30, 40 DraftKings points. Yeah, just because he does so much. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's a little too early for me to dive in to give you a 100% answer from when we sold on him, but
yeah,
we already had, I think I'm gonna probably play right now. I would probably consider playing both of those guys. They almost become cash game locks. Like you said, they'll play up. They're not gonna. Doesn't matter who they play, right?
Right.
No, LaMarcus Aldridge. They're still not gonna get blown out, and they're still gonna bring it tonight. So.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting tonight because you're gonna be forced with a tough decision because I believe someone who I've seen as popular, Covington, is 5,700 and Anderson's 5,900. And then you've got Bertans, who I believe is, let me just check, the same price as Luwawu Cabarrot. So you're going to have some interesting choices there. I think just because of who they have playing, I wouldn't be surprised if, a Bertans overtakes maybe a Luwawu Cabarrot or Cabarrot, however the hell you spell that guy's, say that guy's name. I'm going to call him Timothy. How about that? But yeah, just because of, Bertans should start at power forward.
Yeah.
So then, I know Timothy starts too, but he's also got Justin Anderson behind him and, a couple other people. So I don't know. We'll have to look into that, see who gets a bump. Definitely, I prefer the Philly guys game over San Antonio, Memphis.
Yeah, no, me too.
But as far as usage and who's going to be
kind of see how the usage sort of kind of plays out. We kind of look into this a little bit more. What happens with the Spurs, but that's a situation definitely pay attention to, and obviously it's nice we get the news, at 3:30 in the afternoon versus getting it at 6:45.
You're exactly.
So all you Pop haters, give him a little bit of love today because he kind of did us a favor.
This is solid.
So,
yeah.
So.
So now that we've got Aldridge off the board, we'll talk about Bielitsa, I guess. Is that how you know his name? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nemanja Bielitsa. Yeah. We'll go with that. So Butler's out again, I should say doubtful, unlikely to play. So I think you just kind of plug this guy in. I know his price went up $1,300, but I mentioned it before on the other podcast. He's actually a good basketball player. I like watching him play basketball. He does. Yeah. The last game was more him than the game against Toronto, which was not a great matchup for him, really. But he does a lot typically. I know it's not an ideal matchup against Aminu, but I think he's going to be popular. And I think if you don't go here, maybe you go a Spurs guy over him. To me, he's a lock button on FanDuel. He's $100. I think he's $3,600. He's $100 over minimum salary on FanDuel. So lock him in over there. Yeah, I don't really want to touch on him too much because we know what he can do when Butler's out and we know the minutes he can get. If Crawford's out too, I mean, that doesn't necessarily boost his position, but it's another person on the court that could come in if they went small. So, he's in a good spot. He's still relatively cheap for starting and in a fast-paced, high-scoring game. So I like him, and I think he'll be popular. So.
Yeah, no, those are all good points, and at least the matchup's not the best, but this game could be sort of high scoring, right? And so I kind of like that aspect of having him if the game is kind of high scoring game. His price is up, right? So I kind of you can kind of debate if you want to play him or not, but I think for cash he's sort of a cash game lock because he's going to be probably close to 30% owned tonight unless we get some more value open up, but. Yeah, man, I don't hate the call at all, and he'll be in my cash lineup tonight for sure.
Yeah. We can move on to the process here. I'm not going to talk about this a lot. I think everybody's got a pretty good idea what happened last time a center played Chicago. With Boogie Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean. His price went down to $100, which I don't know what that's about. But, I was reading something price comparative when he's been this price. He's matched or exceeded value like 98% of the time, 95% of the time or something.
Yeah.
So Memphis, not the greatest matchup. That game was that game was awful. Milwaukee, Boston, Toronto. We got him down here at 9.6. He put up 50.75 against the Spurs. 96 again. He put up 47.75. 95, 55. So I think tonight he is the play at center for me. And
I was
looking it up, man. The Bulls are worst against center in the last 5 games. I don't think it's rocket science. I think I tweeted out, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like just play the guy. I mean,
that's a good point. I don't think he's gonna get double overtime tonight. Like Cousins had that luxury of getting that last game, but he's still in a smash spot tonight.
But Cousins had 90 before overtime.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, and,
so.
I don't know if he's gonna give us 80 or 90, but dude, this guy could easily give us 65, 70 tonight. I would say 45 is what I'm looking for from him. For value. I think he gets 45 tonight. I think he exceeds value tonight. Relatively,
I do too.
Relatively easy. So,
I do.
Yeah, that's a pretty simple cash game play tonight. I mean, you can use him in all formats, to be honest, because he said his price is only 9,700. He's below 10K.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on the board, and I'd like to see him give us 110 or 112 points tonight. But
yeah,
I'll take 60.
Yeah. Since we took Aldridge off the board, did you want to talk about my cousin or?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Yeah. I mean,
did you have to think about it for a second? Like, who's this cousin?
Yeah, who's this cousin again?
Started to think there, like, who's that white basketball player that's his cousin? What's he talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of said it earlier, like offline. This matchup is a dream matchup. Versus the Pelicans for him. We are not Kemba Walker players. You and your cousin do not get along very well.
No, we do not. We do not hang out.
Different politic opinions, but
exactly.
I do like this matchup. If there's any matchup to play Kemba in, it's this matchup. He had a great game last time. When he played 2 nights ago, he had a really good game at low ownership. He's going to probably garner a little higher ownership tonight than he did, 2 nights ago. But I mean, dude, if there's any night to play Kemba, it's
yeah, at home, right? Always want Kemba at home. Pelicans are worst against point guard. Well, one of the worst against point guards. He's playing well lately. High total, close spread. I mean, as a DFS analyst, a guy who looks at numbers and makes plays off those. I mean, I could make a good side pros and cons chart, and I think I'd maybe have 2 cons on the left, and probably one of those would be just because I don't like the guy because he never plays well for me.
Yeah. Well,
And I can't really go off recency bias against people because I never played Kyle Anderson. I was not going to play him because he's never been good to me, and yesterday he was good to me. So I know Kyle Anderson is a big fan of the show, and he's probably watching. So thank you, Kyle Anderson. So, good game
yeah,
last
no, that's a good shout out. He'll be happy to hear that shout out.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can't. Yeah, this is just too good of a spot for him. Like you said, at home, against the Pelicans. I mean, and the total's pretty high, right? Last time I checked, it was a pretty high total.
Yeah, it is. I can't remember what it was, but I mean, I
Yeah,
want
it was a pretty high total.
something like that.
So yeah, it was pretty good, and yeah, he's my number one. Honestly, besides Murray's my number one point guard to play tonight, so I'm gonna probably play both of them, and
Yeah.
lock it up right there for my guard position. So
Yeah,
tonight's a Kemba night, man.
I will. I
No
will. I
sweat.
will. I will spin off that a little bit. Someone who I was playing with earlier. Yeah. So that game's got 223 total. By the way, it's the highest on the
Yeah,
slate by about 6-7 points. So
yeah. There'll be a
uh,
lot of people stacking that game, I think, tonight. So
yeah, the one guy if I didn't play Kimba that I would probably pivot to is Dame Lillard
is
and
who? Sorry.
Lillard.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And the only
yeah,
reason I would do it is if because I have salary and
yeah,
safety, I guess. So I feel a little more comfortable with Damian Lillard getting me 45 than I do Kimba getting me 40. Mainly just because I play Lillard a lot more than I play Kimba. But Kimba's been great lately. He's been playing well.
yeah, yeah,
The only thing I wanted to piggyback off that Damian Lillard made the All-Star game, who, is also really big fan of the show. So congrats to Damian Lillard.
yeah. Nice shout out.
First time,
I
man.
texted him
Like
up.
I was thinking about that. I was like, how does Damian Lillard not make the All-Star game? Like did you see the reserves? Like Al Horford's in the All-Star game, Kevin Love's in the All-Star game,
Yeah,
and Andre
dude,
Drummond doesn't make it. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
I don't understand what they're doing. I mean, and my boy Clay Thompson, I think, made it in the West, like as a
yeah,
reserve.
is he even averaging like 15 points a game? I don't know his stats, but it can't be more than 18.
Yeah,
He's got to
I
be
don't.
averaging like 17 points, like 5 rebounds, 3
I
assists.
mean, I understand he's a good basketball player. I think he's, kind of the glue really for that team. A lot of, he's a great, great defensive player. Kind of knows his role.
Yeah.
Seems to kind of be clutch in clutch situations and times. But yeah, I don't understand that call by
Okay, so I
the.
apologize. He is averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2.5 assists. So
We have to score about a zillion points a freaking game.
yeah, he just always has a game where he drops 60 and it inflates his totals. But
He does.
yeah, he should, I'm actually okay with the Clay making it. It was more of the Kevin Love, Al Horford. Like I don't even think. I mean, Al's having a decent year, but Kevin Love's definitely not having a good year comparatively. So, but yeah, Dame Lillard getting in
Yeah.
the All-Star game, man. He has got to be pumped up, fired up, excited. I believe they're at home, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would guarantee they do something cool for him at home. Um, you know, just to try
Yeah.
to
No, yeah.
congratulate him on making it. I also, I didn't have him on my lineup, but I really think if you're playing GPP tonight, I don't care about the matchups. I don't care about anything. I'm going to play Lou Williams and Andre Drummond, and I'm probably going to play them in a lineup together.
Just because I
And
got snubbed,
oh,
right?
you don't tweet out, you've got to be effing kidding me. And
Yeah.
then Lou Williams is the best. He just put like LOL.
Hey, but LOL. Yeah. I didn't get it
Yeah.
at first, but then I was like, oh, I get what he's doing.
So
uh,
I always like guys. I love revenge games. Don't get me wrong. When things don't go well and they go play against their old team, I love those. But I do like games where guys are highly motivated on either like accolades that they have or
yeah.
disappointments that they have, and especially disappointments that they have no control over. So if
Yeah.
someone vote you into the elite of the elite that you play with every night, um,
Yeah.
that pissed me off, man. Like
Yeah.
if I sold 150% and someone else sold 100, but they got the award and I didn't every year, yeah, man, I'd come out and I'd burn the world down on the court. I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
I like Lou. I like Drummond and GPP just because I think they're going to be pissed, and I like Lillard and Cash just because I think it's going to be a cool night for him.
Yeah. No, I'm actually digging this slate. I'm glad LA is out. Get your rest, big man, and kind of opens up a little bit more value. Like I say, you could go Kyle Anderson, even Bertans, even Gasol if you really wanted to. So he wasn't on the injury report either. So
yeah, I was just reading that his wrist. He's not on the injury report, but he'll
so
probably
those are all
still get ruled out. So
yeah, he probably still will. But it's all those are all kind of possible plays tonight. Just got to kind of look at where the usage is going to go, really. But
yeah, one more person I wanted to think about because we had talked about it off this pod a little bit. If Tyreek misses, Marc Gasol?
Yeah. I mean, he's like, he'll kind of be the everything in Memphis. Do you know what time that game's at?
He's a great passing big man. He
is, man. Yeah.
He doesn't get to really pass a lot now because Tyreek Evans is just out there doing everything. So I have to imagine if Tyreek misses, obviously the Memphis guys are going to get a boost, right? Your Harrison, Ennis is out. So your Harrisons and your I don't even know who's not Brooks. Sorry. But yeah, I'll be curious to see about Gasol, Marc Gasol, and he's playing his brother. So
if Tyreek is out, you could maybe fit 2 or 3 kind of studs in your lineup tonight pretty easy with the with the Bertans if you wanted to go that way. Your Timothy or up in
Timothy,
Timothy, you can kind of go that route. There's going to be some Murray's still cheap for his for his spot, only 4,800. I kind of just that's a chalk play, but I mean you might be able to get kind of a couple studs in your lineup tonight. So I like this.
I was just thinking about that. I mean, if you get a couple guys, under 5K and maybe a couple guys 3 to 4K, like the Timothys and whoever's, whatever you want to do, you could easily probably go, Embiid, Dame, Kemba, and then slot a Murray utility.
Yeah, you can put Bertans. I think he's shooting guard and power forward. Valencia, same thing, shooting guard, power forward eligible. Those are all good for obviously I'm talking about DraftKings, but those are all good. But other than that, man, the slate's gonna probably open up, man. We're getting some news, news early, which we all like. So other than that, man, there's a lot of DM questions. Kind of about like how to play and stuff like that. And we've got some new people with us. They've either never really played DFS or haven't played DFS sort of the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Me and Dan are big on single entries for everything. You do 20 max and stuff like that, but that's different. That's not really trying to build a bankroll. That's just having fun. And, if you hit big like you have in the past, that's great. You get new kitchen cupboards and floors and everything in the house painted. But, other than that, it's just really more for fun, right? But, we're everything single.
Yeah, it's funny when people ask, like, what are we attacking tonight or what are we playing tonight? And, I used to ask the same questions because when I was playing, it was, it's kind of like, hey, how am I feeling about this slate? Do I like it? Do I not like it? The one thing I can tell is, I don't care if there's a 4-game slate that's ugly or an 8-game slate that I really like. I typically play the same contest as far as I'll play all the single entry doubles. I'll play, 100-man 50-50s. I'll play a couple head-to-heads. I'll play a couple 3-man leagues. And I'll always put my cash line in a couple single entry GPPs just in case it has a great night and can go off. And then if I want to mess around with some other lines, like if I do a lineup in cash and I don't get a couple guys I like, I'll do a single entry GPP. The only time I play the large GPPs with large entries or even like cash games is if I have multiple lineups, which typically doesn't happen a lot. It happened last night where I did play the big $5 double up in NBA because I had 2 spots left, and I basically just split the last 2 with 2 different combos and kind of ran them both. So yeah, I mean, I stick to the same strategy. As far as your bankroll goes, we won't go too far into that, but obviously I play lesser on a smaller slate because there's just there's less room. Yeah, there's less room for error on that, and you get that one guy that's 10%. He doesn't do well for you, you're dead. If he does well, you cash. So
yeah.
But yeah, I like tonight's slate. Just looking at it, I'm excited to get back at it. We've got a hockey 2-gamer that we did a line for FanDuel and DraftKings, which obviously 2-gamer in hockey is like, I don't know, a 1-gamer in NBA, I guess. I mean,
I don't even know how you really describe it. I think it's more
can't really
fun.
relate to that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, one of our members actually said something that I thought was really good. He said, I'm going to play more head-to-heads, and I love that. I've been playing head-to-heads in NHL lately, and even when I have a bad night, I still, come on ahead in that. So that's a good way to go. But
yeah, typically what will happen in those, I've noticed, is people just stack a team in a head-to-head.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you go balance, get a couple goals, and, they didn't stack their team. It didn't work out for them. They don't cash. But, we've got the NHL tonight, the 2-gamers. Those lines are already done. So if you're interested, you can message us on Twitter, DFS Eggheads. And, what else are we doing? We're doing PGA tonight. We got the Farmers tomorrow. Yep.
PGA tonight, and they're playing 2 courses, so that's always fun. And if you guys have any questions, obviously you can hit us up on Twitter.
Yeah.
And
back at it tonight, looking for another win. Let's go for 3 in a row. And
good start.
Good luck tonight. And
you too, man.
We'll get after it.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right. Yep.